Welcome to our channel. Today, we're diving into a topic that confuses many. The difference between limerence and love. So many people come to me confused, heartbroken, and wondering what went wrong. They thought they were in love, head over heels, the real deal, only to find themselves devastated and alone. Sound familiar? We're going to uncover the signs of limerence so you can tell the difference between this powerful infatuation and real, lasting love. Let's get started. Let me tell you, folks, when you're caught in the throes of limerence, it's like your brain becomes a runaway train, and the only passenger is the object of your obsession. Every waking moment is consumed by thoughts of this person. You replay every interaction, every smile, every word over and over in your head like a broken record. It's like they've taken up permanent residence in your mind, rent-free. This constant preoccupation can be all-consuming, interfering with your work, your relationships, and your overall well-being. It's like you're living in a world where nothing else matters but this person, and that's a dangerous place to be. Now, when we're talking about limerence, we've got to talk about idealization. It's that heady, intoxicating feeling where everything about the other person seems perfect. You feel like you've found your soulmate, the one who can do no wrong. This is where things get really dangerous, because when you're in the throes of limerence, you tend to overlook the reality of who the other person truly is. Limerence has a nasty habit of painting a picture-perfect image of the other person, even if they have flaws the size of Texas. You might find yourself ignoring their bad habits, their quirks, and even their more serious issues. You see, in the limerence bubble, you're not really seeing the real person. You're seeing a fantasy, a projection of your own desires and longings. It's like wearing rose-colored glasses that filter out all the imperfections. You ignore red flags, you downplay their shortcomings, and you put them on a pedestal so high they could practically touch the moon. You might even make excuses for their behavior, convincing yourself that they're just misunderstood or that they'll change. This kind of unrealistic view of another human being is unsustainable and ultimately sets you up for a major disappointment. When the limerence fades, and it always does, you're left facing the reality of who they are. And that can be a hard pill to swallow. It's important to recognize the signs of limerence and to strive for a more balanced, realistic view of your partner. Only then can you build a relationship that's based on true understanding and acceptance. Now let's talk about the emotional roller coaster that comes with limerence. It's a wild ride filled with intense highs and crushing lows that can leave you feeling dizzy and disoriented. One minute you're on cloud nine, high on the fumes of their attention, feeling like the world is a brighter place just because they smiled at you or sent you a sweet message. And the next minute you're plummeting into the depths of despair because they didn't text back fast enough, or they seemed distant in their last conversation. It's like your heart is on a string, being yanked up and down without warning. Your entire emotional state hinges on their every move, their every word, their every like on social media. It's exhausting. You find yourself constantly checking your phone, analyzing their messages, and second-guessing every interaction. This kind of emotional dependency is a recipe for disaster. It can lead to anxiety, insecurity, and a loss of self-esteem. You start to question your own worth based on their actions and reactions. You become so reliant on their validation that you lose sight of your own worth and value. It's like you're living for their approval, and without it, you feel lost and empty. Remember, true love is built on a foundation of mutual respect and emotional stability. It's about two people supporting each other, not one person constantly seeking validation from the other. Not this constant back and forth. A healthy relationship should make you feel secure and valued, not like you're on a never-ending emotional roller coaster. So take a step back, breathe, and remember your own worth. You deserve a love that lifts you up, not one that drags you down. Chapter 4. Fear of rejection, the silent killer. Let me tell you something. Fear of rejection is a powerful motivator, and in the land of limerence, it reigns supreme. You become so terrified of being rejected by this person that you'll go to extraordinary lengths to avoid it. You might overthink every text message, analyze every interaction, and constantly seek reassurance that they feel the same way about you. This fear can be paralyzing, preventing you from being your true self and expressing your feelings authentically. Remember, healthy relationships involve open communication and a willingness to be vulnerable, not living in constant fear of rejection. Chapter 5. Lack of genuine connection, a shallow facade. In today's world, many relationships suffer from this very issue. Now, here's the thing about limerence. It's a state of mind where infatuation and obsession take over. It often masquerades as love, but beneath the surface, there's a lack of genuine connection. People get caught up in the thrill and excitement, mistaking it for something deeper. You might be consumed by thoughts of this person, constantly daydreaming about them and feeling an intense longing. But how well do you really know them? Have you taken the time to understand their true self, their fears, their dreams? Have you built a foundation of shared values, interests, and goals? These are the building blocks of a lasting relationship. Or are you more caught up in the fantasy of who you perceive them to be? Limerence thrives on superficiality, on the idealized version of the person rather than their true self. It feeds on the excitement of the chase, the allure of the unattainable, rather than the deep, meaningful connection that comes with true love. True love is built on understanding, trust, and mutual respect. It's like building a house on sand. It might look good at first with all the glitz and glamour, but it's not built to last. The foundation is weak, and over time it will crumble. Just like a house built on an unstable foundation, a relationship based on limerence will eventually collapse. True love, on the other hand, is like a house built on solid ground, enduring the test of time and weathering any storm. Chapter 6. Short-lived intensity, a fleeting fire. Here's the cold, hard truth about limerence. It's a fleeting fire, those intense feelings of longing, obsession, and euphoria. They're not sustainable in the long run. The human brain is wired to crave novelty, and over time, the intensity of limerence tends to fade. This can be a harsh reality check for those caught in its grip, as they mistake the fading passion for a loss of love. But here's the thing. Real love isn't about the initial spark. It's about the slow, steady burn that grows stronger over time. Now, limerence doesn't just mess with your mind, it can also wreak havoc on your body. Think about it. You're constantly in this heightened state of anxiety. Your thoughts are racing, your emotions are all over the place. Your body is going to feel that. You might experience physical symptoms like heart palpitations, sweating, insomnia, loss of appetite, you name it. It's like your body is sending you an SOS signal trying to tell you that something's not right. Listen to those signals, folks. Your body knows what's up. One of the hallmarks of limerence is the tendency to choose fantasy over reality. You spend more time daydreaming about this person, creating elaborate scenarios in your head, than you do actually interacting with them in the real world. You might even avoid spending time with them because you're afraid reality won't live up to the fantasy you've created. But here's the thing, real relationships are built on real interactions, real conversations, real shared experiences. You can't build a lasting connection on a foundation of fantasies and daydreams. Here's a tough pill to swallow. Limerence often persists even when feelings are not reciprocated. You can be head over heels in love with someone who doesn't feel the same way about you, and that's a painful reality to face. But it's important to remember that you can't force someone to feel a certain way. Holding on to unrequited feelings will only lead to more heartache in the long run. It's time to let go, to move on, and to find someone who can reciprocate your feelings and build a healthy, fulfilling relationship with you. You see, in a healthy, loving relationship, both partners should feel supported, encouraged, and free to grow as individuals. But with limerence, the focus is often so much on the other person, on winning their affection, that there's little room for personal growth. You might even neglect your own needs and aspirations in an attempt to please them, or to mold yourself into the person you think they want you to be. This is a recipe for resentment and unhappiness. Remember, true love should nourish your soul, not stifle your growth. Thanks for watching. Look, understanding the difference between limerence and love is crucial for building healthy, fulfilling relationships. If you recognize yourself in these signs, don't beat yourself up. It happens to the best of us. The important thing is to acknowledge it and take steps to move forward. Remember, you deserve a love that's real, lasting, and based on mutual respect, not just fleeting infatuation. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful content. See you next time.